Good afternoon. If you were to give me a wallet of £100, would you trust me to spend it wisely on fragrances? Probably not, and I'd probably agree with you on that, but I'm hoping to change your opinion after this video today. So yes, what I'm sort of doing today is I'm going to challenge ChatGPT as I normally do, but it's not going to really be too much of that today. Essentially, you're a beginner, you're getting into fragrances, you want some entry-level fragrances. You said £100, go and buy what you want, and I trust you to buy it. So I'm going to take your £100 and I'm going to recommend some fragrances that I think you should buy. So yeah, what we'll do, we'll crack on with it, and I'll tell you about sort of what I've got in mind. And we probably all remember the first sort of sprays we bought, and I certainly remember the ones I bought on the early days. And I think probably when you're starting out in fragrances, you don't want anything too daring or too expensive. So that's kind of my mindset at the moment. Try and keep it kind of safe, kind of versatile, something that you can wear quite easily and not be too different to what you'd expect. So that's what I've got in mind. Tending to use websites like Notino, All Beauty, and yeah, ones where you can buy them for a slightly better price. They sometimes have discounts. Actually, thankfully for this video today, they will have discounts and you'll see them on the screen. It's very good prices. So the way we're going to do this, I'm going to do a fragrance, then I'll go ask ChatGPT to do one, and yeah, we'll just go through what they have in mind and see how different they are to mine. Got a feeling they're going to pick more mainstream ones. I've hopefully gone for a few more sort of unknown ones that I've worn or smelt other people wear that I actually think are really good that people don't consider. So yeah, that's my mindset today. Not to go for the ones I've owned. There might be a couple in there that I've currently got that I can show you, but mainly ones that I haven't really spoken about before because there's so many out there. And I know I'll be forgetting some anyway, but yeah, that's my mindset is to try and go for some different ones and make you think. And of course, if you've got any ideas, please comment below some of the sort of cheap entry-level beginner fragrances you'd recommend. First one we're going to go for, and you'll see it on the screen now, is £14.64. This is a fragrance I have owned, I believe, twice actually, and it's Davidoff Cool Water Intense. Now again, I haven't got the fragrance sort of note breakdown here in front of me, but I'll kind of mention roughly what it is. It's kind of this fresh fruity smell, very, very synthetic. It doesn't smell like the original really at all, but it does have that aquatic vibe in the background. Do have the notes now. Green mandarin, coconut water, and amber. They're the three main ones they talk about here on the Tino. So yeah, I kind of get that. You certainly get that coconut vibe. That's quite prominent in this. It can be a little bit confused sometimes for like a sun cream smell. But yeah, this is very nice. It can be a little bit cloying because it is super strong. But I've had compliments on this. It's very juvenile, so I think it fits very much into that sort of young person who just wants an entry level fragrance. People will notice it, people will compliment you. And on the early days of buying fragrances, I think that's a great thing. This will last all day because it's fruity, a little bit sweeter. I think you can put it off in the winter as well. So yeah, for that reason, I thought Davidoff Cool Water Intense, certainly more than the original, which I did consider, just for that extra fruitiness and sweetness. And yeah, it'll just maybe push through a little bit more in terms of performance. So yeah, that's the first one. Let's see what ChatGPT say. Can you tell me what your first fragrance is for £100 budget?
Absolutely. My first pick would be Nautica Voyage. It's a really affordable fragrance, usually around £20, and it's super versatile with its fresh, clean scent, so it's a great starter. Let me know if you want to go for that one or if you want to see the next option.
Yeah, that's a very sort of well-known scent, that one, I must admit. I've never had it myself. I think some people talk about this one being like a wet cucumber smell again. Um, so yeah, it'd be interesting to know which one you think. They've spent £5 more than me apparently, so it's gone up in price, that one. I think that used to be really, really cheap. So yeah, time for my second pick anyway. Okay, the second one I've gone for, I've kind of gone for a bit of a clone fragrance here. I didn't really want to go too much for clones, but a lot of people have commented on Fragrantica. This is very much a clone fragrance. And this is just Cuba Gold, and it comes in a cigar bottle, which you'll see. Top notes here, it says lavender, mint, bergamot, cardamom. Base notes, cumin, cinnamon, orange blossom. Middle notes, sandalwood, vanilla, and cedar. That's not been written properly, is it? Anyway, it's basically meant to be a clone of Le Male by Jean Paul Gaultier. Very popular scent for sort of late teenagers, a bit of a party scent. But again, because it's got these sweet notes like vanilla, but it also has lavender and mint. It can be a signature scent, and this is just a cheap version of that essentially. So rather than sort of having to spend a lot of money, because let's be honest, Le Male's quite expensive. You know, if you're getting the bigger size bottles, you're pushing up to £100. get this for around £10.95. That's all it is. So I think that's a pretty solid option. Again, a little bit like the first one I said, I want something that's not too daring, quite safe, but you can wear it on different occasions as well. So if you're maybe at college, if you're starting your first job, and in different situations, going for a night out, you could just have this one and you're not losing too much from it. You're not thinking, oh, I don't like this scent, and I've spent 60 quid on the actual Lamal. So yeah, I'd certainly recommend this one. Gives you that sort of vibe of what sort of popular scents I like out there. So yeah, that's my choice. Let's see what they go for. You now tell me your second scent.
Absolutely. For the second fragrance, I'd go with something a bit warmer and more versatile for evenings. A great choice would be Zara Vibrant Leather. It's around 25 pounds and has a nice, sophisticated, leathery scent that's great for a beginner. That would still keep us well within budget. Let me know what you think.
Good shout. I didn't go for Zara.
No worries at all. There's so many great options out there. If you have any particular preferences or styles you like, let me know, and we can keep building that perfect collection for you.
This is a close contest. Thank you. So the third one I'm going for is a little bit of an upgrade. So this is probably let's say the most expensive fragrance I've got on this list, and it's Mercedes-Benz Club Black. So you can get this for £22.78 for a 50ml currently on the Tino. This is just vanilla. This is not what you'd expect from a car fragrance, by the way. It's a very nice vanilla. It's not really high quality like an Aqua de Palma Vanilla or anything like that, or Tobacco Vanille, but it's a really nice linear sort of vanilla smell. Definitely a compliment getter. Vanilla is a very popular note, and yeah, it's just not what you expect. Car fragrances, I sort of think of fresh, spicy. This isn't the sort of thing you'd expect from Mercedes-Benz, but the other notes they talk about, bergamot is obviously the top note, jasmine, incense, and broxon, which gives it that blue fragrance vibe as well, that sort of mass-pleasing sort of scent profile, benzoin, woody notes, but vanilla is very much the heart of this fragrance. So this is the one for a night out when you want to impress a little bit more. Obviously, we're now coming into the winter months. So that was my thinking as well. And yeah, it doesn't smell too grown up, but it does have that vibe of a little bit classier than just your average scent. So yeah, not as juvenile, but certainly not old, and just a really top fragrance by Mercedes-Benz. Hype's gone down a bit now as well, so you'll be standing out amongst the crowd. Please tell me your third fragrance.
Absolutely. For the third pick, let's go for something a bit fresh and versatile for warm weather. I'd recommend Adidas Moves for Him, which is usually around 10 to 15 pounds. It's a great budget friendly option that's light, clean, and perfect for everyday wear. That should keep us nicely within budget. Let me know what you think.
See, I've never actually tried the Adidas fragrances. Please let me know if anyone has, because they're super cheap, a lot of them. Like, you can get the splashes for like £3, £4. I kind of, from my opinion, they're kind of a gym bag sport fragrance normally, which again, in terms of what I do, you probably think I'd get them. But I don't know how long they last, and I think they probably just have that body spray smell. So I tend to probably just get a body spray if that's the case. But I'll take AI's word for it. They've got good knowledge anyway. Anyway, time for my fourth fragrance. My next fragrance, again, £22 for this one, so not too expensive. Certainly not for 200ml. This is Dad's Garden Lemon Tree by Lush, and it's a body spray. Again, I've mentioned this many times if you've seen my videos. The body sprays are not body sprays. They're like eau de toilettes. They spray a proper sort of fragrance mist. Might as well show you with this one. This is Lush Guardian of the Forest, but it just is, it's literally like a wet mist. I'm going to choke myself out now. But yeah, this one is just a very linear citrus scent with a bit of green. I think there must be bergamot or something in it. There's a slight spiciness, but very linear. You could just wear it for any occasion if you're doing it. It's more of a casual scent than certainly a dress up. But if you wanted to dress it up, that's fine. It's just a pleasant summer scent. Reminds me of going on holiday, really. And that's what I think it would be for a lot of people. It's very relaxing, very easy, just a calming lemon citrus scent. And as we were saying, as a beginner, sometimes, or an entry level fragrance, you just want something that's very safe, not going to be too daring. This isn't going to offend anyone. It's not going to probably wow anyone either, but that's fine. And if you like citrus scents, and you'll get a vibe from this if you do, this would be a great choice, and you could buy this many times and not get sick of it. So yeah, really good one from Lush. Let's see what AI have in mind. Please tell me your next fragrance.
All right, let's add a bit of a sweet and cozy vibe to the collection. I'd go with the Body Shop's White Musk for Men, which is usually around 20 pounds. It's a nice, soft, and slightly musky scent that's perfect for evenings or cooler weather. That'll keep us all under the £100 mark. Let me know if that sounds good.
Yeah, I've not heard of that one. Good shout.
I'm glad you like the suggestion. It's definitely a hidden gem for a cozy everyday scent. If you need any more recommendations or have any questions, just let me know.
So I've actually got two more, and the next one I'm going for is Mont Blanc Legend Eau de Toilette. Now this was on All Beauty, as you'll see on the screen below. 30ml for £18. I personally would buy 100ml of this, but obviously £100 budget, got to be careful. Yeah, this is just a versatile scent. I think it's been compared to Fierce by Abercrombie and Fitch, but I feel like it's been a bit forgotten, this one. It used to have a bit of hype around it, but obviously Mont Blanc Explorer's really come through. But I sort of got a blue vibe, shower gel vibe to this. So the notes, it says it's an aromatic fougere fragrance with top notes of bergamot, lavender, pineapple leaf, and exotic verbena, heart of oak moss, geranium, coumarin, apple, rose. I can't pronounce that. Sandalwood, tonka, and evernil, if that's how you pronounce it. But it's a blue fragrance. It's a versatile fragrance you can wear all the time. I think lavender certainly is the prominent note with this, but a very wearable lavender. I think if you're someone who's new to fragrances, you think lavender might smell like a granny sort of smell. No, this is a very soft, easy to wear scent. Perfect for the gym, perfect for work. Doesn't last particularly long, but this is safe. This will give you that blue fragrance vibe, which I think a lot of people are still wanting. They smell other people sort of smell fragrances and they quite like it. The reason I chose this one rather than a really cheap sort of blue fragrance was because I think some people quite like the name. So again, when people buy a Dior Sauvage, oh, I've got Dior, I've got Mont Blanc, and Mont Blanc just has that classiness about it. So I thought for someone getting into fragrances, if someone did compliment on this, you can go, oh, it's Mont Blanc, rather than, oh, it's this clone house, of, an unknown brand that nobody's ever heard of. So that was why I chose it. I've had it. I'd like to get it again, actually, as a safe sort of versatile scent. And yeah, I just think it works for all occasions again. So let's see what they go for. What is your next budget fragrance?
All right, let's round out the collection with something a bit more classic and elegant. I'd recommend Brut Original Aftershave, which is usually around 10 to 15 pounds. It has a timeless masculine scent that's perfect for special occasions or when you want to put in a classic vibe. That'll keep us well within budget and give a nice variety. Let me know if that works for you.
That's quite bold for a beginner, you'd say, though, wouldn't you?
That's a fair point. Brut Original definitely has a more distinctive, bold scent. If you prefer something a bit more subtle and versatile, we could go for something like Adidas Dynamic Pulse, which is also budget friendly and has a fresh, sporty vibe. Just let me know what you prefer.
The last one I'm going to go for is a little bit like they said. I did kind of want to bring a bit more of a gentlemanly, grown-up scent into this as well, rather than just all juvenile, because I'm saying young people want sort of the sweet, fruity, playful scents. They don't necessarily. One of my early fragrances was, well, two of my early fragrances were Dupe and Obsession for Men, and I liked them both. So I've gone for a bit more of a grown-up one here. £9.18 at the moment on the Tino. Police Gentleman. So if I sort of read the notes out here, bergamot, citron, grapefruit, cardamom, tangerine pepper, quince, geranium, saffron, cinnamon, tobacco leaf, and then the base notes cedarwood, tonka bean, oak, patchouli, musk, sandalwood, and vetiver. And they say the fragrance category is spicy woody. Yeah, it's definitely starts with this really nice orange scent, and then you certainly get the sort of more sandalwood vetiver, sort of mature, grown-up vibe to it in the background. And as it's called, Police Gentleman, that's exactly what it is. It's not really strong, really long-lasting. You could certainly dress it up though, and I think this, out of all the fragrances I've got here, that's the one I probably would a little bit more because it's not sweet. And it does say it's for both everyday wear and special occasions on here. And yeah, I just think it does that really well. It says here a masculine tobacco leaf. So yeah, it's not like that sweet tobacco that you might get in a CK1 shop, anything like that. It's a much more grown up, mature scent. So I think it's quite nice, quite gentlemanly, great for an office job where you're dressing up a little bit more and more formal occasions. And again, if you don't like it, it's not really broke the budget. Let's see if they've got any other alternatives in mind as well. Have you got any other alternatives that you could have recommended today?
Absolutely. There are plenty of great options. For instance, Brut Classic is a bit more subtle and still budget friendly. Another good choice could be Elizabeth Arden's green tea, which is light. fresh and very versatile. And if you're looking for something a bit more unique, Jovan Musk is another classic but still affordable option. Lots of ways to go depending on your taste.
I'll check those out. Thank you for today. So I'm hoping I've got my calculations correct, but I'm just going to quickly go through the ones that I went through today. So I went for cool water intent, wanted that fruity blue vibe. Mercedes-Benz Black, which was vanilla for winter. Cuba Gold, which was a clone of Le Male by Jean Paul Gaultier. Dad's Garden Lemon Tree by Lush, again another safe citrus. Mont Blanc Legend, again versatility, shower gel, blue sort of fragrance, but not as sweet as your cool water intent. And then Police Gentleman, slightly more grown up. So I tried to cover all bases there essentially, and I said I'm looking at my other phone because I'm doing my research essentially, and I did have a real think about it today. What else could you go for? There's so many out there, and I've not tried some of these cheapies as well. I tend to go for the ones I've trusted before, but the total price I've ended up with is £98 and 5p, which means I've left you with some spare change in here. You've got spare pennies, not 2p, you've got a little bit more than that. But what would I then recommend? If I was to then give you £2 back, I might give you an extra couple of pounds. I might be super generous. And there's some that I would definitely recommend for about £4 or £5, and I've done some reviews on them recently. One is a sweet chocolate fragrance called Choco Musk by Auraham, and the other one is Milton Lloyd's Success, which is like a lemonade smooth. Get it on Amazon again for £4 or £5. 55ml that one, and it's like a mist. It just goes straight away. It doesn't last very long at all. But if you're someone then who's tried those fragrances I've mentioned, and you thought, I prefer the sweeter ones, you go for Choco Musk. If you prefer the fresher ones, you go for Milton Lloyd's Success. And I think you'd be pretty happy with both 50, 55ml size bottles. Again, you could throw them in your bag for whenever you need them as well. So yeah, hope you liked those options. Hope you like ChatGPT's options as well. They've certainly got me thinking, and yeah, I'm quite interested to try maybe the green tea one by Elizabeth Arden, or I think it was White Musk by the Body Shop. So yeah, some very interesting ones, and I'm always on the lookout. So please comment below if you've got any that you can recommend for me. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed this one today. Catch you later.